Hi, talking to you from my office here at Half Moon Bay at the Ritz-Carlton. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about one of the challenges that I've faced in moving into a creative mindset in the way I live. And this has been a journey of almost 2 years now of really practicing and consciously moving in this direction. And one of the main differences that I've noticed is that when you act from a place of creativity, you often don't know where it's all headed. You have no idea what the outcome of that particular action is going to be. You just know with all of your energy that that's what you're supposed to be doing. I don't even want to say supposed to, because it's not a feeling of obligation, it's just a knowing and a trust where all of your energy is channeled into this enthusiasm and there's no question, and you do. Even though there's a total unknown in terms of what beyond that is going to happen. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, it's like there's a valve in my mind that disallows me from moving toward unknown outcomes, because I've been trained so systematically to fear it or avoid it and pursue more sure paths, certain paths structured, or the illusion of certainty. So when you go to, I'll just take medical school as an example. When you go to medical school, there's this sort of inexorable path of everybody chooses a field of specialty, everybody applies for a residency, the computer matches you to a place, and that's where you work for the next 3 to 5 years. If you want to go get additional training, then everyone goes through another match, and there's a certain number of fellowship programs. You apply, and that's where you work for the next 2 to 5 to 7 years. So it is laid out, and there's not a lot of uncertainty as long as you don't flunk and as long as you choose the right programs and get matched. So there's this sort of, okay, stay on this path, don't screw up, and you'll be fine. So that, I just use that example because it's from my personal experience. So I just couldn't stomach that as sort of how my life was going to unfold. So maybe my creative streak started earlier. But if you imagine growing through your life in that mentality where the next step is known and you know what you need to do not to fail and get to the next step, sort of like getting to the next level in the video game, then to move from creativity, if you're going to wait before you act until the moment where you know what's going to happen, or that you know what not to do so you won't fail, or so that you'll get to the next level, you'll never act in the world of creativity, because there is no way to know the outcome. And if you did, it wouldn't be creativity. You'd just be churning through in productive mode, or imitating someone else, or taking instructions. So fundamentally different shift. And I found this year, as I've completely moved into a totally unknown realm for myself, that my pattern of waiting is still strong. And I have to practice with a deep discipline to trust, to get to my place of knowing through my own self-care practices, and to allow the actions that come from that place of knowing to arise, and to do them, and to not have to know where it's leading. And I get caught in waiting when my brain says, but you don't know, so you can't act. And so I've had to really, the reason I can even say this to you is because I've lived through that and watched myself in the state of waiting. I've watched my mind kick in with all kinds of reasons that sometimes I don't even know that my mind is doing that. All I can observe is that I'm waiting. And then I've also practiced myself to the state of space and knowing, and I've observed those spontaneous actions come to me, and I've observed my own enthusiasm and flow and my ability to act on those ideas without knowing, and I've felt the difference. And I've seen things unfold, and it's not a habit yet. It's a new habit, so I'm very conscious of it. It's just emerging. And so this is the ripe time to really be teaching about it and describing, because I'm so close to the transition point. So that's why I wanted to capture this. And I'm sitting here by the ocean, experiencing the horizon and the feeling of space from seeing just the endless stretch of water meeting the sky, and allowing this trust and knowledge to soak in. So I'm really glad to be able to share it, and hope you have a great day.